The fight to make would be Cyborg and Nunes, but is she going to go up to 45? Or she's going to go back up to 45.
Yeah.
This last fight was at 35. She's obviously looked phenomenal. She's got the weight down. She looked fantastic. But let's not kid ourselves. The fight with Cyborg's not going to happen for a bunch of reasons.
Yeah.
It's not just because it wasn't competitive. It was very competitive in that one round of action. It was back and forth until she got clipped, and then she got rocked, and the rest of it was history. But Cyborg had clipped her as well and hit her pretty damn hard as well. So the two of them were going back and forth in that exchange. And when you have two fighters that are willing to stand and throw and exchange, that shit can happen. Now, for him to say that, look, he's not shitting on her. I agree, he's not shitting on her.
No.
It was one of those fights where it's in a one round. When you have that much action in one round, that's what's going to happen. Someone's going to get knocked out, and that's the way it goes. In terms of the Nunes fight, I don't think they should run it back. And we said this last week. I said I think Nunes needs. Pena.
Okay.
I said the Pena fight. I think there needs to be Pena needs to fight one fight. Whether it's Caitlin Vieira or is it Caitlin Vieira?
Yeah.
Yeah. So whether it's Caitlin Vieira or someone else, she needs to fight one more fight and then make some adjustments, get a win, get her confidence up, do whatever. She doesn't lack in confidence. We know that. No. But I'm saying just to get her mind right, to give her a chance to focus on. Okay, look, let me get somebody else on my mind. I've had you on my mind for the last 6 months. Let me get somebody else on my mind. Get a win, come back, refocus on you. That sounds fair to me. And then also, too, when we're talking about rematches, Amanda Nunes has proven herself in both weight classes. She deserved the automatic rematch in the way that fight went down. She made some tweaks, and she came back and proved she deserved the automatic rematch. Juliana Pena, that fight, because she proved that she's a dog. She proved that she's going to continue to be a fighter. She proved all those things, but we already knew that about her. But she needs to prove to get better in some areas to beat Nunes. She needs to prove that she can wrestle better. She needs to prove that, she's got great attacks off of her back, but she needs to try to get on top. She proved that she can stand and she can trade, but she also proved that she's got a granite chin, and that you can't rely on that chin for the rest of your career. So she's got to make those changes defensively. And I saw people commenting on the bottom when I was reading it. Oh no, Amanda changed southpaw because it got rid of Pena's jab. No. You don't know that. That's one thing. I don't know that either, by the way. I said that I thought she changed southpaw because it took away the wrestling, because a lot of wrestlers aren't used to fighting one direction and wrestling the other way. You see a lot of top-level wrestlers, they'll switch their stance because they shoot with their right leg foot. If you notice that Juliana had no concept of really shooting on a southpaw, she was really just punching her way into the clinch. And so you could say a bunch of things, but you don't know and I don't know. And that's kind of how this is all going to work out. I've got the microphone, so I got the louder voice, so I'm going to say what I want to say. And that's what comics do when they're on stage and someone starts to heckle them. I really believe, let's just say it was to get rid of the jab. Whatever the game plan was, Amanda Nunes' game plan worked fantastically, and Pena doesn't deserve the automatic title shot. Now, in terms of Shevchenko, sign me up. I want to see it all day long. But if Amanda Nunes comes out and fights her the way that she fought Pena, Shevchenko's got her hands full. She got her hands full. I would have had Shevchenko beaten Amanda Nunes, the one that Juliana Pena beat, not this one. That motivation, John, that little thing just trickled up in there, man. Little thing trickled up in there because look, Nunes got 2 wins over Shevchenko. Whether you think they're split decisions, whether they were close or not, whether you thought someone should have won or not, still 2 wins. She's already proven that she sometimes will just, okay, I got this. She just proved that one fight ago. And now she's like, oh, I don't have this. I gotta
have to work
that fire a little bit. I have to work at this. She may not be that way again with Shevchenko because she's got 2 wins over her. Whatever. If I lose to her, I can just fight her again. You never know. You never know how fighters think.
All right, I'm going to go with, I do not think that Dana is shitting on Cyborg. Yeah. He doesn't have her under contract, so it's not even a fight that he can make, so why am I going to even talk about it? It doesn't make sense as far as I can't do it, so that's not part of the conversation. Is it a rematch that should take place? Yes. I think it would be a great rematch. And if Cyborg was still signed by the UFC, I guarantee you that rematch either would take place or would have already. It's a fight that people, they like to see. They know powers in both, women both, in their hands have power. There's going to be an explosive ending, be it Cyborg going down or Amanda going down. So, but Dana can't make that fight, so why is he going to talk about it? When you take a look at the Pena situation, I understand what you're saying, and I think you're right. Based upon the last performance here, I thought Juliana proved so many things as far as how tough she is and everything, but you can't get beat basically every round of a 5-round fight and think that you're going to get an automatic rematch when this was your first title defense. The Shevchenko fight, although if you sit there and you go off of Dana and say, oh, dominant, well, I've got one fighter that's got 2 wins and one fighter that's got 0 wins, but that fight makes sense. That fight is one that you need to see. Shevchenko against Amanda, I think you're right. Based upon Shevchenko's last performance and Amanda's last performance, I think Amanda ends up right now. She'd be the favorite in the fight. She'd be the one getting the win. But anything can happen, and it could be. It's all about motivation and where someone's mind's at and where they are that day. Shevchenko is good enough she can beat anyone. Amanda is good enough that she can beat anyone. It's just whose night is it that night, who's going to perform the best, who's going to have the best game plan, who's going to be able to implement that game plan the best. So Cyborg's out of the equation for Amanda Nunes. She's with a different promotion unless the UFC re-signs her. If they re-sign her, you will see her against Nunes.
Well, see, so it's not out of the question. It's up to Dana White because Scott Coker's already said he's made it very clear.
It's out of the question because if she's not under contract, John, the UFC is not. They've got a basic thing. We will not use someone who's not under contract to us. Why are they going to put a fighter in a position to win their belt when they don't have her under contract? They're not going to do that.
John, never say never.
Okay. Never.
Never say never. Go to mybookie.ag. Use that promo code Wayne and they'll give you additional spending cash with your first initial deposit.